Welcome back to the Prime Focus Goalkeeping channel. I'm your host, Brandon Miller, and today we're going to talk about tipping over the bar. We see a lot of issues with this with our youth goalkeepers because they struggle, one, with their footwork, and two, with how they place their hands. So we're gonna focus today, we're gonna use Coach Pablo, who's gonna demonstrate a lot of what we're talking about today and a lot of the basics that we can build on to be more efficient and more effective when we're tipping the ball over the bar. First thing we wanna talk about is the footwork. So let's have Coach Pablo come up a little bit closer to me. The first issue that we often see with goalkeepers, they end up backpedaling, straight backpedaling. Right, so I'm tossing the ball over Coach Pablo and he's just going straight back, straight back, straight back. And we talked about this on our crossing video. We don't move as powerfully or as efficiently when we're simply just backpedaling. Oftentimes our momentum goes backwards, and then when we're trying to tip over the bar, we're unaware where we are, that ball comes down and we end up either tipping it up into the bar and back into play or into our own net because our momentum's taking us backwards. And we don't have any explosion, real ability to push vertically because a lot of our momentum is going backwards and we're squared up to the ball. All right, so what we want to look at when tipping over the bar is how do I adjust my feet to where I'm moving back on my side, I'm moving back laterally, and I'm able to push over. All right, I can be a lot more explosive from that side as opposed to straight back and I'm pushing from here. So looking at it, when Coach Pablo's working backwards, if he drops to his side and starts to drop off, yep, coming here and looking at being able to tip over with that left hand or with that right hand on the other side. Now, how do we decide which side we drop to? A lot of coaches will tell you it's whatever side the ball's on. And I think there's validity in that. That ball's shot over to that corner. It's looping over to Coach Pablo's left side corner. Yeah, it makes sense for him to drop that left foot and work over to the right. Sometimes that ball is a little bit more in the middle. And sometimes it turns out to be just what you're most comfortable with. Right, so if you're more comfortable tipping with your right hand and dropping on this left side, there's times where the ball may go on your right side and you may drop here and tip, even though it's on your right side, and most coaches will tell you to drop here. I want you to be comfortable, but I don't want it to be forced. So looking at, there's a line right down the middle, quick rule of thumb that you can utilize. If that ball's going over your head on your left side, on the left side of the goal, dropping your left side of your body and using your right hand to tip over the goal. And if it's on the other side, obviously dropping that right side and tipping over with your left. So let's look at a few examples here, Coach Pablo. So we're just gonna go one side then the other side. He's dropping off, yep. I'm gonna toss over and he's gonna tip over. So notice how he drops his left foot, right? He still sees the ball, but he's not just backpedaling. He's dropping off here, sees the ball and is able to push off that left foot, drive the right knee up, and that right hand goes over. Let's go over to the other side now. Yep, he drops, I toss, ball goes over. The basic rule, right side, left side, whatever side it's on, dropping that opposite foot and using that opposite hand. Now, we want to talk about the hand placement, whether it's palm up to the sky or palms more down and we're guiding the ball over. There's a lot of argument here from different coaches and different players, what's most effective. Again, for me, it's what's most comfortable, right? The main thing, whether you're going down here or you're pushing up, is understanding that you're using the ball's momentum to try and simply get the ball over the crossbar. So a lot of goalkeepers run into the issue, that ball coming in over their head and they push the ball straight up. All right, they push the ball straight up and it either stays in play or it goes off the crossbar and comes back into play. We're trying to focus on getting the ball over the crossbar, right? And a lot of times that ball's coming this way, so we just have to guide it a bit, right? It's not so much about powerfully pushing it over the crossbar, it's simply getting it over the crossbar. On both of those, Coach Pablo went with his palm up to the sky. All right, that works as long as you're underneath the ball, right? If that ball's a little bit further behind you and you're stretching for it, sometimes you may need to tip with your palm down and just guiding it slightly over the crossbar. All right, again, a lot of that is preference. All right, so let's take a look at both ways. So we'll drop off to your left side here. You're dropping off, ball's over, boom. So he's guiding it this way. Right, now let's go palm up, same side. Yep, we're here. And you see, the biggest thing And he's done it on both of them, is he's simply just getting the ball over the crossbar. There's not a lot that we have to do in terms of power. You simply just have to redirect the ball. One of the big things that we need to talk about is Coach Pablo's footwork, his ability to get back, right? He's more in control. These are obviously easier tosses, but he's more in control and he's not getting underneath the crossbar. He's not getting into his own goal, because from there, it's very difficult for us to get it up and over the crossbar. So being aware of where you are and understanding, if this is my goal line, right, I can't really jump from here and into my goal and try and tip over. Right? So if I'm moving backwards, one of the big reasons why I can't just backpedal is because I don't know where the goal is behind me. But if I'm turned, I understand the goal line's right there and I can push from here and still get over. All right, let's do a couple more. We'll go to your right side now. So we drop off, and we're here, and good. One more here, same side. Good. Those are the keys for tipping the ball over the bar. Understanding your footwork, not just backpedaling, but being able to drop off one side or the other and still see the ball, track the ball, and be explosive. Right. Understanding what your hand shape looks like, whether you're pushing up, whether you're just guiding it across. Is the ball a little bit more behind you, or is it still a bit in front of you? And utilizing that footwork and understanding where you are in the goal. Understanding that if you're backpedaling, you're not going to be able to see where you're going to end up. But if you turn to your side and you understand where you are, you can push off a little bit earlier and hopefully get that ball over the bar. It can be a difficult skill to master. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them in our comment section. We'll be sure to answer those for you. Until next time, stay focused.